Good evening and welcome to Spider-Man. I finished this game the other day. I finished the story. I did all the I 100%ed each section of the map with all the side objectives. But there is still one thing left to do, being involving this thing, suit mod, which reveals nearby secret photo locations on the minimap. So I will equip this before I forget. And the idea of this video is just to swing around New York and try to find all, or as many of the secret photos as I can. There are 50 of them. I looked for one, but I didn't collect it yet because I wanted to do it in this video. But I just checked one out to see what it actually is, and so I, don't mess it up in the video. But yeah, we're on top of what I assume is the Empire State Building. I really don't know much about, or is that the Empire State Building? I don't know. We're on the highest point as far as I can tell. But yeah, let's just dive down. And swing around. I did turn off the music because it would be a bit too distracting, I think, like the action hero music. There will still be radiant things to do when there's a crime going on, which I want to try and avoid. I mean, I won't engage in combat. Like, there's one on the minimap, but I'm going to play it safe and not, be violent. Oh, whoops. I messed up. I wanted to do like a swingy thing. Apologies if there is some noise.
Officers needed to assist removing trapped civilians from a car wreck.
The neighbors, the new neighbors, are, I think, holding a barbecue. I'll try to filter it out in editing as much as possible, but they're being kind of loud. And yeah. So this, I assume, is one of the photos. Yeah. Secret photo 1 of 1. I don't think it says what it is, or does it? Found all the backpacks. These, I don't know how many there are in total, but they don't count towards completion as far as I know. I'm still missing some newspapers, but yeah. Maybe, wait, if we drop down, and if we can find a newspaper box. What did you want?
Say cheese.
Spider-Man, yeah!
Okay. If there would be any newspapers, they're like the red mailbox kind of things. There's a photo right where the crime is. Maybe it's not right next to it. Is there a high point? Is it this? No. It is, but let's try to find a slightly better shot. Come on. Oh. The traversal is fun overall, but can be a bit fiddly. Too far away. Okay, well then no points for, you know, framing and such. I wish I would say what it is. So I think for all the landmarks, I'm not sure if there's a list of them. Probably does say on the map. No, not specifically. Anyway. Just to have something to talk about that's kind of relevant. I guess my opinions of the game would be the most appropriate thing to talk about while I swing into a lamppost. While Jonah rants. Is that a skate park?
All units be advised, break-in in progress. Need additional units to the lower east side.
Or is it about the bridge? I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of fun. It is a skate park.
Love that shot.
Or was it about the bulldog? It's not a bulldog. Pit bull, I think. Or a Rottweiler. This would be a funny Spider-Man session crossover. Or maybe, no, this can't be the Lower East Side. I don't think there is a Lower East Side. Midtown, no. Anyway, it's kind of cool that there's a skate park in the game, even though you can't use it. So yeah, you know, as I was saying, it is overall a fun game. The story isn't too long, it's actually surprisingly short. But there is a lot of other stuff to do. I think it's hard to estimate, but I think the side objectives took longer than the actual story, which maybe isn't that surprising, but yeah. There's a lot of like, I mean, I showed you briefly, but there's like the backpacks, a bunch of side missions, landmarks, demon warehouses, prisoner camps, research stations, black cat stakeouts, pigeons to collect. That was kind of fun actually. Taskmaster, and then thug, demon, prisoner, and sable crimes in various numbers. Although it seems it was only, yeah, 5 of each. The crimes, that is 5 crimes for each type. The Olice.
Yuri was a detective at the Chinatown Police Department when we met.
I kind of held off on the crimes specifically because I didn't really think they were that interesting right away. But, you know, as I did a few of them, I wanted to do all of them just for completion's sake. Rhino, who is in the game. I don't want to, I mean, I want to be careful about spoilers and stuff, but you do get to fight Rhino. Typically in most open world games, or even non-open world games, I tend to enjoy the collectible side of things quite a bit. And yeah, the collectibles themselves were pretty fun in this game, like the backpacks you have to find and the landmarks, which is the same as the hidden photos, just taking pictures of famous landmarks. I do enjoy that stuff quite a bit. Sometimes even more than the actual game.
Great. God, how much I love photography.
I will say they were maybe a bit easy. Like, I don't know. I suppose there would be a nice challenge in trying to find all the hidden photos without the trinket. No, not the trinket. The suit mod that makes them show up on the minimap. I don't know if that's possible or doable. I don't know what this is, but
Perfect.
it's something. Let's at least try to get this in frame.
Does that mean I was wrong about it? Am I apologizing? Hell no. You see, I have it on good authority.
Which isn't really possible. Unless from up there. Then it's might be too far away. Oh no.
Not like the shower. That would be weird. Or the bathroom. Let's go to commercial. Taxi! Taxi!
Oh, there's a mailbox or a newspaper dispenser.
Attention unit. Got a report of a mugging. Backup request.
Yeah, 17 of 28 daily bugles read, which is surprising.
Sorry.
As I understand, after every story mission or like major in-game event, there's a new newspaper you can find, which I wasn't aware of until like halfway through the story. And then, oops, something here. And then, you know, I checked 5 or so newspaper boxes in a row, and they all gave new newspapers. But then they started being all the same. And now I'm still missing 11 after the story, so it's a bit confusing.
Attention unit. Armed robbery in progress. Officers needed at Tribeca. Please copy.
There's trees in the way. Now it's gonna have to be from down here.
Masked up piece.
In terms of difficulty, it was a bit frustrating in the beginning. Like, it's very easy to get overwhelmed by enemies. But it got very manageable later. Still not necessarily easy. There's like a few different classes, or, you know, factions, I suppose. So you have your normal thugs, and then terrible framing, but and then like, wait, it's said now. Thug, demon, prisoner, and sable, which get progressively more difficult. But it does kind of force you to use everything at your disposal, like all these gadgets: web booster, concussive blast, impact web, spider drone, electric web, suspension matrix, which I think I never used, the web bombs, which are also not that useful in my opinion, and trip mines. I played on amazing difficulty, which is normal difficulty. And, you know, as you just get better skills and abilities and such, I don't think it was ever unnecessarily difficult. But still frustrating at times. Sometimes frustrating, but never really unfair. I'm not sure what the dealio is. I have to do it from here? It's kind of awkward. Unless from there.
Folks, I'm hearing a lot of praise for Spider-Man lately, and I'm not saying it's entirely unwarranted. He did listen to me after all, and did the right thing in the end.
What am I trying to shoot here?
I can tell it's going to his head. Look at him. The wisecracking, the grandstanding, swinging around the city like he owns it. This is not his city. It's mine. I mean ours.
Right, I'm an idiot. Even the guy outside is laughing at me. Of course I have to aim.
Repeat. Report of a break-in. Officers needed in Portside. Over.
I really hope they're not being too loud outside. I had planned to record this video because I knew Anna had to leave the house for a few hours for a photo shoot. So I was looking forward to doing this all day.
Good shot.
But of course, there's always something going on.
Spider crisis coming through.
Can I get an autograph?
Bad lighting.
Nailed it.
Anna has corrupted me. Because now I worry about lighting and framing in a video game.
Nice composition, if I do say so myself.
I try.
All units, we have reports of a car crash. Civilians are trapped. Available officers, move in on Manhattanville.
So far they're pretty easy to find, but that's the thing with collectibles, I suppose. The easier ones, or the first ones, I should say, are always easier to find. From up there, I don't know. No. From here it doesn't register. Okay, no. It's the best I can do. And I'm not being very methodical at all. I am trying to be now, but the first 10 minutes or whatever of the video were just kind of random swinging around. What is here?
Love it.
Is it the graffiti or? It's kind of strange. If they're gonna start with music, then I'm really gonna have to pick this up later.
Love it.
Sure. This is one game where you really don't want to fast travel. And I never did. Because, you know, it's kind of all about the... Oh no. All about the web swinging.
Hey, Uncle Ben. Miss you. Doing my best to make you proud.
Robbery in progress. Suspect
Oh, nice.
armed. Approach with caution.
Trophy for paying respects. Will this work from here?
One thing even my detractors have to say about James
Nope.
I admit when I'm wrong. And while I
It's very dangerous.
like when Spider-Man was finally becoming a responsible citizen, a mature adult, I am here to
Oh, there's one here.
I was wrong. I wanted to believe. I hoped it was true. But even a stop clock is right twice a day. And I guess curing the plague was Spider-Man's stop clock moment.
Subject off center. I don't know what that means.
You don't mind, right? Hot stuff coming through.
Is it on the roof?
And that's why Jonah paid me the big bucks.
I forgot to finish my train of thought, but I specifically hope that the neighbors aren't audible in the video, because this is not something I can do again. Finding these photos. There's nothing here. Subject obscured. By what? Auto care. It's not it. Off center, no. I don't think it's gonna be. Oh, it is. Pale horse rides.
Nailed it.
Motorcycle service, repairs, parts, accessories.
Officers be advised. We have a reported kidnapping. Witness reported location as Sugar Hill.
I'll tune my earpiece to listen for sounds of someone struggling.
No, I won't. if I would be doing this the smart way, I would just swing, you know, do a grid type traversal. You can, oh, okay. You can shoot from the air for, you know, nice shots. Like from here, if there's no high perch point. Kind of pleasant without the music, I personally think.
1031. Report of a break-in. Unknown if suspects are armed. Additional officers report to Spanish Harlem.
Whoops. I messed up. How am I still going south? I thought I came from... Oh no. Strange. I thought I was somewhere all the way down here. I'm trying to be a little bit vigilant to notice places where I have been. Because I was about to say that I could do like a ring around the city and try to work my way inwards. But maybe the best strategy is just to swing semi-randomly. Could have been a nice shot.
Good shot.
Breakdancing contest.
Trapped in their vehicles. Officers near Vanderbilt, be advised.
You know, looking at the dark days just behind us.
Maybe I should change suits, because there are some fun ones. I stuck with this one. No, wait. I used this one for a while in the beginning. Then the advanced suit. Then this one for most of the game, I think. It looks kind of fun. It's just a bit jarring in cutscenes because it's also this suit you see there. And if there are other characters like MJ or Harry or whatever, whoever, it looks kind of weird. This is one you unlock at the very end, I think. I don't know for what. This one's kind of cool. But most of these I don't really care much about. Like, I'm very basic in that respect. I think this is Toby's suit from the movies. But yeah, let's use this one for a bit and we can change again later.
Osborn resigned in disgrace. Escapees from Rikers continued to be rounded up. The remaining demons, and we'll Fisk's and Fisk's men are fighting over scraps. But funny how Spider-Man has faced no repercussions. Well, sure, you might say he saved us. But
Oops.
should saving all our lives really give him a mulligan on his long history of reckless behavior? Tune in after this message for my answer. Spoiler, no!
I'm trying way too hard with these nice shots.
Beautiful. Don't mind, right? Excuse me, pardon me.
We're almost halfway, which is kind of encouraging, since we've been going for... Okay, I misread. I thought 30 minutes, but it's almost 40. But I think I will do this in one video, even if it's a bit longer. Is it about the square? I mean the courtyard type area? I guess it's kind of weird. We're halfway. But like I said, the fewer are remaining, the more difficult they will be to find, so I won't be surprised if this ends up taking an hour and a half or so. Something here.
Attention units, we've got reports of
Off-center,
bugging in the area.
big city bank.
Central, over.
My bad.
Okay. What's up?
That's a keeper.
26. I will say, as fun as the web swinging is, and like I don't really have real complaints about it because it works and it's pretty satisfying.
Attention all units. Kidnapping reported. Reported location is Kids Bay, over.
Sometimes you do get stuck on things.
But my mask can zero in on muffled sounds. The kind of tied up kid. I'll set my earpiece to focus on muffled voices.
But I don't know where I was going because I got distracted by the crime thing. Is it up there?
Pardon me.
Okay, it's this. Ah, this is the one I checked out as a test.
Nice composition, if I do say so myself.
No, nice composition would be like this. But yeah, the swinging works well. But I will say it does get a bit old after a while. It never got to the point where I wanted to fast travel anywhere. But yeah. the novelty kind of wears off after a while. It sounds very jaded. I'll try to vaguely go back and forth from east to west.
Attention units, we have a break-in in progress. Any officers inside village, please copy.
Not necessarily street by street like I was doing for a minute. Just keep swinging, just keep swinging, just keep swinging, swinging. What do? We swing. Whoops. Sorry, no time. The only real kind of awkward place to traverse is Central Park, because there are no tall buildings and you have to swing kind of low to the ground.
Only criticizing, not offering solutions when it comes to spider. Here's my solution.
It's kind of funny.
Unmask. Join the police academy. Wear a badge. Then you can catch all the crooks you want, and I'll sing your praises on this very show. And all that hogwash about how that would place his loved ones in danger? Come on. You can't convince me that guy has any loved ones.
There's Black Cat. And actually this is one of the collectibles for the Black Cat side mission chain.
Is currently in progress. Please converge on Tenderloin. Over.
I think I forgot to mention those collectibles, but they were also pretty fun to search for. Okay, let's change suits. Let's try the Tobey Maguire suit. I don't think I used this one ever. Is it this? No.
207, kidnapping reported. Officers needed in
It was terribly timed. Auerbach Theater.
Great. Forgot how much I love photography.
Forgot? Oh, what is this? Forgot how much you love photography since 45 minutes ago. Kind of a fun cinema experience. Seems a bit noisy in the middle of New York on a not so high roof. I never actively looked at these too much, but it's like, you know, like random, I mean not random, but very basic challenges, but they're just, you know, high quantity type thing. It's the only one I No, not the only one. I think that was the first one I completed because I tend to swing fast. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever even try to complete all of this because I'm, you know, the story is finished, and I think after I find all the photos I will maybe uninstall it, but most likely give it back to my friend from whom I borrowed it.
All units, 1010 narcotic sale reported in progress.
But that's a bit too far into the busy work type thing. No, I thought maybe
Sorry, spider emergency.
a nice aerial, whoops, aerial shot. It is about this thing. I can't really get closer. Fine, in the middle of a busy intersection.
Spider-Man, high point of my trip, right here.
Wait, okay. 30 out of 50. Leo's, the pizza place where MJ and Peter go out at least once. I don't think that's a spoiler, really. I probably haven't gone very far south, so maybe I should.
Mugging reported. Need an officer on the scene. Verge on the East Village.
Since we're 3/5 of the way there, I mean of the way to completion, so to speak. It's gonna be that arch.
Nailed it.
Okay. Not the best, but I wanted to try. Speaking of swinging, this is a very weird segue, especially with a long pause like that. I have been doing some swinging, but not the kind that you might think. I've been getting into kettlebells. I think I mentioned somewhat recently that I got into steel mace training,
Incident is ongoing near 2 bridges.
which is exactly what it says, but that doesn't really mean much to most people. Steel mace is a kind of weight that looks like a mace, not surprisingly. It's like a waist-high hollow metal stick bar.
Sometimes he's a menacing threat, but come on, how can you menace someone without also being a threat? And vice versa.
Whoops.
And for those grammar Nazis among you who say I'm being redundant, it's called art. I'm a like it, I'll tell you where you can shove that device. Okay, my intern is telling me it's time for my pills. We will be right back.
It shows a bad time to start talking about something in the middle of one of his rants.
Attention unit. Got a report of a mugging.
And I'm a bit confused about this photo. There's nothing here. Or is it this? No. What do you want?
I saw some real sketchy looking guys near here. Bad news, man.
I'll look into it. Thanks.
Unless it's like on the outside of the wall, which is very awkward. Luckily you can swim. Yeah, this is strange.
Way to go, Spidey. New York loves you.
Oh, really?
Love that shot.
I guess it makes sense that it's placed here on the map because you can't go there, so it would never show on the minimap. They're not on the big map. But yeah. Not that this is super relevant or maybe even interesting. But yeah, so steel mace is a mace-shaped weight. Like a metal bar with a smallish globe at the end that you swing around and do various moves with.
Incident is active in Park City. Over.
As kind of a combination of typical weights, like weightlifting, but combined with some elements of Tai Chi, maybe some yoga, like you can kind of do whatever you want with it, but it's a bit more oriented towards either combat style moves as you would with an actual mace, the weapon, or you can go a bit more flow oriented where it's more like Tai Chi, I suppose, but not as slow necessarily.
All units. Witness called in a mugging. Is no leader.
My opinion of TikTok is not very high, but I did find out about steel mace training on TikTok by accident. And yeah, I just got kind of instantly intrigued by it. And did some research and found out that they're not expensive at all. Like, you can get one pretty easily for 50 to 100 bucks, euros or dollars. And even, you know, it's a bit of a stretch to find one for 100 because usually it's like 50 to 60. So it's, you know, very accessible. All you need is a bit of space because, you know, You don't want to hit anything.
Officers needed to assist trapped civilians following a car crash.
And there are plenty of instructional videos on YouTube. And probably on TikTok, but I haven't really found many there, ironically. But it's been fun. Like, I think I've been... This is getting a bit too serious, perhaps, but I have been more insecure about my body than maybe I realized.
Need officers on scene in the financial district.
And yeah, I wanted to at least try that. But it was, yeah, pretty addicting and like, just a different way to work out. That's still pretty intense, or it can be. It's not like, you know, most types of exercise don't interest me because they're either too high threshold, so to speak, like too difficult to get into, or they're just too boring. Like running, I have no interest to go out and run. But this is something I can do at home. And it doesn't, it doesn't take up hardly any space. It takes up hardly any space, I should say.
207, kidnapping reported. Location is south of Houston.
So I had been doing that I have been doing that for maybe 2 months now. But a bit more recently, like a month ago or so. I also got into kettlebell training. I assume you will know what a kettlebell is, because it's a bit more known in general. It's just a different type of weight. It's more based on functional strength training and stuff, conditioning. Because mace training is fun and it can be pretty intense on your lower body. But at the end of the day, you're still just swinging it around with your lower body, with your upper body, I should say. Which means it's a bit more difficult to get a lower body workout. And that's what kettlebells are better at than maces. And actually in the last week or two, my attention has been mostly on kettlebells and less on mace training, actually. Maybe because I apologize for getting way too far into this. It's a subject that interests me, so it's kind of difficult not to talk about it.
trap civilians from a car wreck.
I started with a 3 kilogram mace, which was the lightest one they had from the brand that I was most interested in. And yeah, I don't think there are maces lighter than that. Usually it's like 4 kilograms would be the quote-unquote best starter weight.
All units advised, a kidnapping has been reported. Incident is ongoing near 2 bridges.
My suit's onboard AI can tell me the most likely area where the victim is.
But yeah, I really wanted one from that brand, and they only had 3 or 6. I mean 3, 6, 9 or 12. So I logically started with 3, which was a good decision. But a few weeks later I got a 6 kilogram from another weight, from another brand, because the one from the same brand was not in stock and doesn't seem to ever be in stock again. In hindsight, I should have gotten one sooner, because they were still in stock, but I wasn't ready for that weight yet. But yeah, it's been good. I've been working with it most days. In general, every day, but with 1 or 2 rest days per week. And then it's mostly because I don't have time, not because I don't want to. And it does help. This is not intended to be like a big promotional pitch for exercise or for specifically steel maces and kettlebells.
Car wreck down there. Bad one. Could be injured.
But it did pretty much instantly do very good things for my mood overall. And I had heard before from various sources that physical exercise almost always helps the mind.
1072, mugging reported. Need an officer on the scene. Additional officers needed in Times Square. Over.
Whoops, something here. Finally. And yep, I haven't been in the best mental state necessarily. Wait, where is it? Too far. Still too far. Then from where am I supposed to shoot this thing? This would be a terrible shot. Yeah, sorry, I keep interrupting myself. I hadn't been in the best mental state necessarily for a few months now, actually, if not more. I won't go into too much detail because it's not that interesting, and maybe, I mean, I don't want this to be a depressing video or whatever.
My suit's onboard AI can tell me the most likely area where the victim is.
But, yeah, just things with the house and a bit of financial stress, which is better now, but I don't think it will ever be gone. Not to make assumptions, but I think we all have some financial stress, no matter how much money we have or don't have. And yeah, it's usually the first thing I worry about is money, which is pretty annoying. Off center, but there's nothing here. It's not this. Probably isn't here.
Possible drug deal in progress. Nearest unit approach with caution. Please proceed to Halifax. Over.
This is a dream come true. You have no idea.
Yeah. You get XP for this. For high-fiving people. Off center. Oh.
My bad.
Fine.
Love.
You can be in the shot. Also, we're thinking to move again. We've been living here for a bit over 2 years. And I don't know what it is about having the urge to move every 2 to 3 years so far. But yeah, it's just, I guess that's how long it takes before things start to annoy you. And you start to notice issues with whatever, the house or apartment, or the neighborhood, or, you know, practical or not practical. So we started looking around for a new place to rent, and then we also started to consider the possibility of maybe buying something, which we weren't able to do in the past, and it turns out we still aren't able to do. It was a bit anticlimactic the way I phrased it. But yeah, this time, maybe for the last time, we will look for something to rent. And if, you know, if Anna's business really takes off and becomes very profitable, maybe we'll be able to save up enough in a few years to buy a house. Or if this or my other YouTube channel takes off, which I have zero hopes for. Not to be pessimistic, just realistic. I've been making these videos for 9 years, almost exactly. I think my first video was in July 2016.
All units, getting multiple reports of muggings perpetrated by armed suspects. Officers needed at Tribeca.
And, you know, it's impossible to not sound complainy, but I really don't mean to sound complainy. But, you know, there are plenty of channels who take off after less than a year and are able to make some money from it, or even live from it very comfortably. I don't think that's in the stars for me, but that's not to say that I don't enjoy making this, because if I really didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. It's just a matter of keeping it balanced for myself, that I don't put too much pressure on myself, or like
Officers needed in Gramercy. Please copy.
that I don't try to force something to happen, like to start growing faster by making more videos than I can realistically make, and make them up to a standard where I'm pleased with them myself.
Officers respond. We have a kidnapping.
As a side note, I'm really
Grand Central. Over.
not super optimistic that I will find all the photos in this one video. I guess it's not too late yet to start doing a proper grid search and just go methodically from north to south or whatever. Thought I saw one this way.
We have a report of a break-in in progress.
No, it was the police station. And I will run out of things to talk about at some point. Oh. Okay, nice. What is this? Off-center. Streetwise liquor. Looks like it's
Armed robbery in a commercial area. Please proceed to Spanish
up
Harlem.
here,
Over.
maybe. No. Up on the roof. what's there. I don't know what's there is. It's just some kind of park. Community garden or whatever. 37 out of 50. I have about an hour and 20 minutes left till Anna comes home, so I reckon I will just keep going until then, unless my recorder runs out of battery.
Car crash. Civilians are trapped. Witness reported location at Sugar Hill.
And not to jinx it, but I should be able to find them in that time. I feel like I haven't been anywhere near Central Park, which would seem like an obvious spot for at least one photo. No. Ah, I messed up. I don't know why I reshoot these things, because it's not like it matters. Okay, one more here. Oh, this picturesque boat thing.
All units report of a possible narcotics sale. Officers needed in Central Park.
God, how much I love photography.
39 out of 50. It's actually not that bad to swing through Central Park. I think I just made the mistake earlier in the game to, to try to swing too soon.
Watch it.
It does not matter. I'm missing the flag, but that's fine.
Nice composition, if I do say so myself.
Alright, 10 left. If I had to guess, I'd say that most of the remaining photos will be somewhere really in the center of the city, because I think I've been going mostly
And that's why Jonah paid me the big bucks.
towards the outskirts.
Please proceed to the scene.
Kind of wish they would show up on the big map. Although then it would be just zipping from point A to point B, which is what the backpacks and the landmarks were, pretty much. Which is maybe my only complaint about the collectibles. About those collectibles, anyway.
Kidnapping reported. Nearest unit, please respond. Available officers, move in on Manhattanville.
I'll set my earpiece to focus on muffled voices.
It's a tough thing to balance, really. Like, both the quantity of collectibles and how easy or difficult they are to find. Because you can go all the way to the Stones of Baron Zaya in Skyrim, which I'd wager almost no one has found without help or at all. Or it's like, I imagine there are worse ones than the ones in this game, but the ones that you don't really have to look for, you just have to collect, if that makes sense. That there's no, or almost no, search involved.
Squad cars are in pursuit of a vehicle refusing to pull over. Report came in from Douglas.
I better stop them before they end up in driver's ed videos.
No, thank you. I'll pass. Like the backpacks were, or wait, let's go through them one by one, because the backpacks were easy to find generally where they are, but you still had to look for them with like a sonar type thing. Okay, ugly shot. The landmarks were easy to find because you just had to ping for them with your radar. But I spent more time than necessary on the landmarks because I tried to get nice shots of all of them.
Report of a narcotics sale in progress. Location is Firehouse on the west side.
Oops. What is this?
You need directions?
Is it the fire truck or the building? Okay, sure. So the backpacks, the landmarks, these ones, the hidden photos, are maybe the most fun because they are obvious when they show up, but you do have to search for them. Whereas with the landmarks, you could find them from quite a distance away. which, you know, of course made them easier to find. And the black cat ones also showed up on the radar. But they had some kind of, I wouldn't call it a mini game necessarily, but like a, I don't know if I can find one now because they're pretty hard to spot on purpose, but they were like stakeouts on rooftops with some kind of telescope you had to use.
All units, a break-in was just reported.
And with that telescope you had to scan around the immediate area for one of those cat plushies. Bad lighting, but fine. And I know when it comes to all that side content, you never have to do it, which is why it's side content. But it's always kind of a shame when it's not very well thought out, or it's just not fun. I think the worst ones in this game were the least fun ones to me. Were the Taskmaster challenges, because all of them are timed, which I despise with a passion. Any type of timed mission. They are bombs to defuse, which were no, that came out weird. The bombs to defuse, which were probably the least bad ones of the Taskmaster stuff.
Report came in from Clinton. Over.
They were 3 bombs you had to defuse within a minute and a half or so, maybe. With various ranks of success. There was like a drone you had to follow for several minutes, which was a bit annoying. And then you had to destroy that drone after it landed on some rooftop or whatever. But the worst Taskmaster challenges were the, again, timed stealth challenges where you had to take out like a small camp situation with a dozen or so bad guys within a few minutes.
Narcotic sale in progress. Officers near Gramercy, please report.
And yeah, I have grown mixed feelings towards stealth missions in general. There were some forced stealth missions in the game, in the story that is, which I did not enjoy very much.
Attention units, need response to a break-in. Please
And
proceed
to
control
make timed stealth missions, which is my least favorite thing, timed missions, combined with something I don't always enjoy, being stealth missions. And yeah, those were just not fun. I did all of them once just to have them checked off, but I didn't bother to try to improve my rank or whatever. Which kind of hurts, because you need the challenge tokens, which you get from those challenges, to purchase or to craft certain suits. Like all of these ones with the star. Some of these I can craft, I suppose. But yeah, like this one I can't craft because I'm missing 5 challenge tokens, even though I did want the power it unlocks, the quad damage thing. But yeah, since we're here, I've never used this one because it unlocked right at the end of the game. And it's kind of funny.
All units, we have a vehicle pursuit in progress. Reported location is Murray.
I'm trying to guess where some of those could be. I have not been keeping track of where I have and haven't been. I'd say Central Park is covered. I'm not really sure about this area. And the southeast of the map. I do realize I'm responsible for the lack of growth of the channel because I keep making these 2-hour-long videos which hardly anyone watches at all, and virtually no one watches in full, so that just necks my my own little slice of the algorithm.
Witness report seeing a mugging. Nearest officer, please respond. Any units in Corlear's Hook, please copy.
And on that subject, I do find it hard to estimate or to judge what kind of videos to make or what to focus on, if I should only do Session and Isaac for a good amount of time.
All units be advised, break-in in progress. Any officers...
Or if I should vary my game selection more. I don't know, it's a very boring subject, but it's one I do think about quite a bit. Because that's arguably the one thing I have to worry about. Is what games to play. Whoa, what happened there?
All units, witness reported an active narcotics sale.
No.
Please mobilize toward Flatiron. Over.
Will I be able to stop even if I only have, how many was it? 4 left? White's Bookstore Cafe, but that's not it. Something in this, oh, alley. It's pride flag. And I guess from the street, maybe. And since there was one photo here, maybe there are more. I didn't pay attention to the number, but I think there are 3 left. Okay, here's one. Getting a bit excited. Okay.
Messed up piece.
No.
Hey, just turn this way.
The lamppost was in the way. Robs from the rich. Doesn't give to the poor.
In progress. Incident was reported near the
Vulture. Whom you also get to fight. Once again, I didn't pay attention, but there should be only 2 left, I think.
Officers be advised. We have
And if this video ends up being
location as the yard.
2.5 hours long,
To focus on muffled voices.
I don't think there will be a way to cut it down in a way that makes sense without having huge gaps in the, you know, in the various trains of thought that I had going. So I just talk and talk without trying to think too much. But that means I can't really edit anything out, or the bits that follow don't make sense. Let's check southwest. Oops, no.
All units 1030. Armed robbery in progress. Report came in from Clinton. Over.
I don't think there's a fast way to check which photos I have and which I don't. Because as far as I know, there's no list of them in the game. So I can't check which ones I already have. So if I would consult a guide, I would have to check all the locations to make sure if I already found them or not.
Available units need response to a break-in. Incident is ongoing in the West Village.
Maybe here would be a sneaky spot. Okay. Can't swim faster than this.
All units, civilians
Are there sharks
following a
in New
Pier
York?
crash. Nearby officers, please proceed to the West Village.
Luckily, for a while now, I guess the neighbors have stopped being noisy. Unless I just didn't hear them, but they were in fact being noisy, and I will only find out just how noisy during editing.
Attention units, we've got a 10-10 possible narcotics sale. Report came in from Little Italy.
I'm trying to estimate how long it would take to swing back and forth methodically from one end of the map to the other to find the few missing photos. 'Cause I think it might be my only, or it might be the fastest way to find them, but it still won't be fast. Nothing there. It's the trick to do not go street by street. But to make your sweeps, or I apologize, it was a terrible explanation. But to not make the sweeps so narrow that there is overlap, but also not so wide that you're missing certain parts.
1072, we've got reports of mugging. Reports are coming in from Little Tokyo.
But then again, for all I know, there might be two that are in very specific places which are not even visible from where I am, although that would be very cruel. Whoa, whoa. Because if they make a thing in the game that makes the photos show up on the minimap,
Witnesses reported a kidnapping. Response needed north of Houston.
you would think that all of them would be visible that way. Without having to visit special locations or, I don't know. No, not there. I didn't think this through. I should have done it this way from the beginning. Just go back and forth street by street. Oh, through a building. Let's do a bit of flippy flip.
All units be advised. Commercial robbery in progress. Please proceed to Bowery.
There are only 4 things you can do, like 4 swing tricks. It's a moonsault, backflip thing, or a spider roll, which I don't know what that would be. Like a front tuck. And flying helixes left and right.
Attention units, we have a break-in in progress. Merge on the village.
I'm sure I've been here at least 3 times already. But that's what it takes.
All units, civilians are trapped in their vehicles.
Trying to swing a bit faster,
Proceed to Bowery.
which is something I didn't figure out as early as I should have. Even though I'm pretty sure it's mentioned specifically in the instructions. But you can let go of your swing at the most, what do you call it? Like the most forward point
All units advised. Vehicle
to swing faster, like this.
please copy.
Or you can wait till you're at the very top of your arc to gain height. Which makes sense, physically speaking. This would be a perfect hidden photo, but it's not one. I knew what I was getting into, but I still underestimated the difficulty of finding the last few.
Attention units, we've got reports of muggings in the area. Officers near Gramercy, please report.
I can't exclude the likelihood that I have come across one or more, but I just didn't notice them on the map because I'm not a chameleon. So I have to constantly glance back and forth between my guy and the minimap. But I'd say the ones from the southern tip of New York, or no, to rephrase, in the area between the southernmost tip of New York and where I am now, I should have seen them if there were any. So I think I'm just gonna go, or I'm gonna keep swinging back and forth
Following an accident. Report came in from Clinton.
from south to north. This is becoming kind of filler talk because I don't know what else to talk about. I was planning to record this video, and I was hoping to also be able to record part 2 of Outer Wilds, which I did record part 1 of, but I haven't finished editing yet. I went through it once, through that first Outer Wilds video. But I have to make a second pass to make sure that the game audio isn't too loud in some places.
Report received of a narcotics sale in progress. Reported location is the garment district. Over.
Apologies if this is unnecessarily technical, but you know, I'm still trying to find a consistent workflow in my editing.
Attention all units. Kidnapping reported. Reported location is Kip's Bay.
I always do my voice audio first.
But my mask can zero in on muffled sounds. The kind a tied up kidnap victim might make.
And then the actual video with the edited voice audio. I don't know if there's a way that would make more sense. I don't think there is. But there might be. Ooh, that was kind of cool. And I didn't even mean to do it. It's the most annoying thing when you're trying to swing over something, but you just barely don't make it height-wise. And then you slam into the thing and you lose all momentum. Check all the way to the very edge, because who knows.
Civilians need help following a severe collision. Any officers near Halifax, please copy.
This will take a long time. Maybe I can widen my sweeps just a bit, but I don't want to like leave out parts of the map, because then I will just have to do it again. kind of fun to jump over buildings. It was not a good example, but I've done it a few times.
Attention units.
Oh.
Report receipt of a narcotics sale in progress. Officers near Gramercy, please report.
I forgot you can change the time of day after you finish the story, but yeah, it's not much point now, and I think I prefer this time of day anyway. The golden hour. That keeps happening, where I misjudge the distance. No, nothing here. So back east we go.
Attention all units. Witness just reported a kidnapping. Incident is active near Longacre. Over.
I'm going a
I'll set
little
my
bit
earpiece to focus on muffled
diagonally.
voices.
Terrible. I hope there is no height restriction or height sensitivity, however you want to call it, where I have to be above the thing that I have to take a picture of. What am I doing? I have a hunch those last two are still gonna be somewhere like
Officers be advised,
close
rugged
to
reported.
Central Park.
Incident is active near Grand Central.
But I don't feel like abandoning my grid search now. I'm not sure what happened because I held the trigger. Not interested in a car chase.
How'd I lose those guys?
Because I never tried to not lose them.
We've got a 10-10 narcotics still in progress. Need a local unit on scene. Backup requested at Portside. Please copy.
That's one move I haven't really done much ever. It's like when you wall run and then you can slingshot yourself around a corner. I have lost the habit of taking the clock off the wall before I start recording,
Robbery in progress. Suspects are armed.
because it seems that with this different microphone, the lapel mic, it didn't seem to matter much. But in the few videos I've made since then, I did have to filter it out a bit.
Or he's not interested. Typical of his generation. You know what I blame? The internet. And except for the part of the internet that carries my show, which is performing a great public service.
Officers respond. Witness report of an active drug deal. Reported location is near Midtown North. Over.
Come on.
Available units. Possible narcotics sale report.
I'm not getting worked up just yet, but I would like to find the two missing ones. Kind of getting there. Definitely over halfway in the north, in the south to north direction.
Attention local units. A break-in is reportedly in progress. Any officers near Midtown North, please copy.
Just keep swinging, just keep swinging. It's not gonna be one that far on the bridge, especially since the bridge is already a landmark. I will be disappointed if I can't find those two in this recording session.
Possible drug deal in progress. Nearest unit approach with caution.
So if I don't find them now, I will try to record, I will try to record again as soon as possible. just to have it all in the same video. I wasn't looking at the screen. Just checking the recorder. Central Park, which should be fully covered, I'd say. Found like 3 or 4 here. I will also say on a positive note that the rendition of New York is very good, in my opinion.
Repeat, 207. Kidnapping.
It's obviously not to scale,
Over.
Got an algorithm in the suit that can extrapolate where the
But-
kidnappers might have gone.
you know, I mean, this is coming from someone who has never been to New York.
Suit's onboard AI can tell me the most likely area where the victim is.
But, you know, it feels like the New York I know from, you know, from TV, essentially. I don't know if you actually live in New York or you have spent any amount of time there in real life, if it's in any way comparable. I think if I ever would visit New York, which is not super likely but also not unthinkable,
Any officers near fire?
I think I would find that I find that the image that I have of it would not be very correct. But I think I just don't have a very good image of the scale of New York as a whole, like, with all the neighborhoods. And does it have districts or just neighborhoods? I feel like I've been here. Like on the way west. That would be kind of hysterical if I'd been going back and forth on the same.
All units, we have received reports of a break-in. Location is Museum Mile. Over.
I think you know what I mean, but on the same north to south height axis, whatever.
Officers, be advised. A mugging was just reported. Backup needed in Bloomingdale.
Are they really gonna be like all the way at the very northern region? This would be a good photo, I guess. Tennis courts. But it's not. Barely made that. Miscalculation. Ooh. Yeah.
Attention units, 1034. Repeat, assault reported.
I guess what I was trying to say earlier about Central Park is that it's... Oh, yes! I'm very happy, genuinely. The Latin American Museum.
Magnifique.
What's your problem? Okay, so once again, I was not paying attention to the number of photos found. But I'm optimistic that I haven't missed it on this sweep search. Is this the last one? Wait. Black Wing Tavern. Do the what? The ham thing. Then this is gonna work. Oh. Okay, fine. Secret photo ops complete. Nice. Oh. Genuinely relieved. ESU suit. What is that? No associated power. What is it? Empire State University. It's kind of fun. Okay. Which means we can conclude this video. And you won't have to suffer through me trying to make conversation with myself any longer. I wish I knew what building I started from, because I don't think it was that one. I mean, I've been going this long and it doesn't make much of a difference, so I'll just try to find it. I'm pretty sure it was somewhere more south.
Attention units, an armed robbery was just reported. Location is Museum Mile, over.
And we get to enjoy this suit, although it's hardly a suit, just an outfit, more as far as those two are different. Maybe it was that building. With the spire on top. I think it was because that's, I don't know, buildings in New York again. But I thought that was the Empire State Building and I started from this one. So let's just run all the way to the top as you do.
Need help at the scene of a car accident. Incident is active near Times Square. Proceed with caution.
Not very gracefully. Yank. Yeah, this was definitely it. Okay, I can't show him from the front because he turns automatically. But that's going to be it for this rather long,
Officers respond. We have a
dare I say, unnecessarily long video.
stand by for further instruction.
I can now officially put this game to rest. I did think about, or I did, consider if there would be some more things to make videos of in this game, like stuff to read or something, but there really isn't anything worthwhile in my opinion. This was very much the only thing I thought was, good for a video. And even that's debatable, I suppose. But yeah, there's not much more to say. I hope you enjoyed this. I apologize it took longer than expected, but that's becoming par for the course. And as we gaze over the New York skyline, which is rather beautiful, I must say, I bid you farewell. As always, thank you very much for watching and for listening to my unhinged rambling. And I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.